Hello, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Tony Cepeda. I rock it solo tonight as Jason. He's got a big job interview in the morning, so he could not make it tonight. He would have been on Monday night. However, there was a little thing called potentially the worst loss of all time that ended up taking place, so we decided to move it back. So I'll be your host tonight, and I guess we could start with Monday, and then we'll bounce back to the last week and then also Tuesday's game. So Monday, that was such a weird game because it was one of the most complete games, one of the best games that the White Sox have played all season. They're up 8-2 going into the top of the ninth. Michael Kopech, after his tremendous start, he's finally in line for a win. He finally had gone long enough, and he was finally, it looked like there was no chance he wasn't going to get a win finally. And of course, the ninth inning ends up happening. First, Kopech, he is now the best pitcher in baseball ERA-wise. As of last night, I haven't checked tonight as I'm recording right after the Sox Tuesday night game, but he had a .93 ERA on the season. Pretty good if you ask me. Obviously, in general, the boys were hitting the ball. Gavin Sheets made an unfortunate error in the top of the first, but then comes back with a 3-run bomb, basically 4 RBIs in one at bat, though. I don't think it's officially scored that way, but Yoel Moncada scored on a pass ball. Actually, I believe it was a wild pitch. And then, of course, he proceeds to hit a 3-run home run to kind of put the Sox ahead for what seemed like the rest of the game. However, the ninth inning comes up, and I know, so I'll move on from this in a moment, but I saw a couple people saying, "Oh, this is Tony La Russa's fault. It's Tony La Russa's fault that Yoel Moncada's taking ground balls off the chest. Tim Anderson is just unable to catch baseballs for a game. He's gotten better, and I think it's an anomaly, really do. But then Tanner Banks, who's been great all year, he was great in spring training. I've been calling him Nolan Ryan, even though there's really nothing that makes him similar to Nolan Ryan at all. But he had been great. There was no reason he shouldn't be able to close out a 6-run lead. Of course, he gets chewed up, and then Liam Hendriks obviously gives up the grand slam to tie the game. So my thing about Liam Hendriks, he had just saved 5 straight games, not leading into that. Obviously, he was off Sunday, but it was Bennett Sousa, Matt Foster, and Bennett Sousa, which Matt Foster has been phenomenal. But Liam Hendriks, the reason we like Liam Hendriks, the reason I like Liam Hendriks, and I think a lot of White Sox fans do, is he is aggressive. He goes after guys. He throws those FU hit it fastballs, also buries sliders in the dirt. However, while it works out a lot because he's aggressive, he comes right at you. He's got the energy. He's always constantly, swearing at himself, whatever it is. When he's maybe a little too aggressive or the hitter is ready to kind of match his intensity, not too scared of the moment, that could be bad because he's throwing a fastball right down the pipe, hoping he's just throwing it by you. And sometimes he doesn't. That's the sport of baseball. 162 games. He's going to end up with 50 saves anyway, at least. So I think it was just one game. It was unfortunate. I'm happy seems we may have gotten it all out in one game. And we don't have a little repeat of that skid against the Guardians that kicked off a terrible, terrible stretch. So obviously we end up losing the extra innings. Jose Abreu, 0 for 10 in his last 2 games. That's tough. He'll be okay, though. If there's anyone that's going to be slumping, I'd prefer it to be Jose Abreu because that's a guy will get out of a slump, if that makes sense. I think it does. So we'll kind of just hit on the week as a whole. Here's some notes I had going into Monday up until the 9th inning, and then I had to rewrite the opening of that little speech. So I had said the Sox are streaking. Beautiful days now in the city of Chicago. They have now won 7 of 8. They're 15 and 14. That's above 500. That's awesome. People were probably not thinking that they were going to be above 500 for probably another month if you went back like about a week to the start of that Angels series. So Tony La Russa, I already touched on him a little. He's doing a great job, I think. It's a lot of the stuff is, and people complain about the shifts that he's putting on and how they're not in position. Yeah, I do agree there is some of that. I think that's a baseball problem. I don't think that's as much of a La Russa problem. I do think the shifting is getting a little aggressive. I'd have to look at some numbers to see how often they get beat, but we see Gavin Sheets beat the shift a lot. Like there's definitely some weaknesses in the shift. But I mean, a lot of the errors this year have been balls hit right at guys or just bad throws, whatever. It's not a shift thing. So Tony La Russa, I think he's done a fantastic job managing the bullpen, especially with playing just a lot of games in a row, no real days off. He had that one right before the Red Sox game or Red Sox series, and we don't have one for I think like 2 weeks now. So definitely has to manage the bullpen. I know people are freaking out about Kendall Graveman. We just got Joe Kelly back. I'm fine with kind of letting Kendall Graveman just slowly work his way in. No reason to burn him out in May, especially when we have Matt Foster's killing it. Ride Matt Foster until his arm falls off. That dude has been fantastic. Bennett Sousa has been okay. He had a save, his first career save. Shout out to him for that. Let's see. And if we kind of go in general to the starters have been great recently, at least. I know there was a stat that they flashed on the screen from Chris Kamka. So the White Sox starting pitching the last 8 games, so including Tuesday night, 1.58 ERA, 45.2 innings pitched, 31 hits, 13 walks, 53 strikeouts. That's fantastic. That I believe going into tonight, we were I think since May 2nd was the stat, we had like a 1 ERA or a 1.3 ERA as a starting 5 rotation. And that was only second to the Dodgers and Astros, who had a 1. So not too bad, not too shabby, I would say. Cease has been absolutely dominant. Cease he should be in the conversation for the Cy Young if he continues to pitch like this. There's no reason he shouldn't be striking dudes out left and right, just having great outing after great outing, going deep into games too. I know I've always talked about that one blow up inning he usually has. He seemed to kind of curtail that, which is good because that would always drive up his pitch count, 25, 30 pitches, and he'll settle down, but he's already at 80 pitches in the 5th inning. That was kind of Kopech's problem. Start of this year, obviously he had a phenomenal start on Monday, which got spoiled. So he has like I said, 0.93 ERA, best in baseball. Vince Velasquez might be the best number 23 in Chicago sports history. I know I got a little bull sign right behind there, so there may be a number 20, a different 23 you're thinking of, or even maybe a little Chicago Bears 23, but I don't know, man. Vince Velasquez has been phenomenal as a free agent signing, especially I didn't expect him to be on the major league club for long, and he might not be. He might get sent down or DFA'd or whatever they end up doing with him once Cueto and Lance Lynn come back. But he's been great. I know he's had a couple rough patches, but he's been absolutely crushing it for a guy that I expected literally nothing out of. So, like I said, Cueto should be up soon. He's making one more start, I believe. So in like 4-4 days, and then he should be up with the team. Lance Lynn, they were saying he could potentially be back in May. He'll probably be doing some rehab stuff at the end of May, but it sounds like early June is the official target date for his return. Rick Hahn wouldn't put an official date on it, but that's what we got. So yeah, there it was. The starting pitcher ERA since May 2nd, 1.47, third behind Astros and Dodgers. Like I said, I think that has changed a little bit, obviously with Giolito's 1 run given up tonight, but not by much. Matt Foster's phenomenal. Tim Anderson is the best hitter in baseball. I know he has been having a rough defensive stretch, and he also made a really bonehead play on the bases. I know what he was trying to do last night on Tuesday night. He was trying to kind of stretch it into third. We've actually seen that a lot. I don't know if that's a newer thing, if they're just showing it more, what it is, but where the guys are kind of aware of the third baseman's playing over, whether it was because they were shifting or because they're covering another base, and a pitcher or the catcher doesn't run over and cover third. So if the second baseman or the shortstop, whoever's covering second, bobbles the ball, they can turn it into a triple because they can beat the guy there. He actually would have beat it out, but he thought he was tagged. The ball was dropped, got tagged again. Whole little debacle. However, he had another 3-hit night tonight. He is absolutely 2 RBIs. He's crushing it. As of going into Monday, I believe it was late Monday, he was batting .353, .510, slugging, .887 OPS at home. That's definitely been better now. Baseball Reference hasn't updated yet. Luis Robert has a 9-game hitting streak. Abreu, I said, is tough, 0 for 10. I think he'll figure it out. Not too worried. Pollock sucks less. now. That's that's the way I can put it. He had a good game last night, or on Monday night. Had that big home run, which should have obviously, put the game away. Didn't at all. But we digress. Yasmani Grandal, he gets on base. That's what he does. He's been getting on base, going into what was it? The last 9 games, so not including Tuesday. He had a 412 on base percentage, and he had drawn 10 walks. So he's absolutely crushing it. Those numbers, again, might be a little different, so do your own research there. Reese McGuire has been handling all the catching duties, basically. That is, Rick Howard kind of touched on that. I think Tony La Russa did too. They're trying to save Grandal for the run, for the October run, and I get it. I'm totally okay with it. It kind of sucks having Reese's bat in the lineup. He is kind of an automatic out, but he's been a better bunter, which I guess is good. We can always use small ball, but he has been abysmal batting. However, been a fantastic catcher, been calling some great games. Not that Yasmani Grandal is not, great at what he does, but Reese McGuire has contributed to this team, and it is nice for Yasmani as it warms up, as he kind of, gets in the swing of things. I'm sure they'll switch off a little more, just keep him fresh, keep him healthy. Like I said, for the run when we need him playing every at bat, and then we can get Gavin Sheets at DH and Angle out and right, whatever we decide to do. So, speaking of Gavin Sheets, he's been fantastic the last 2 games. I know people were crying about him being in the outfield, and why don't we have, whether it's Angle or someone else out in the outfield? This guy stinks on the outfield. I don't think he's been that bad. He had that drop. That was a terrible, inexcusable drop. You can't have that as a professional baseball player in the outfield. We saw the Guardians do that. I believe it was Rosario out in left field as well on an Angle bloop out there that he was under the entire time and just misread it, lost it in the lights, whatever it was. But Gavin Sheets, I think once his bat heats up, I think his hitting will definitely outperform his potentially negative, if you want. I'd probably call it negative fielding, and I'm okay with that. He's a lefty. We need lefties in this lineup. Obviously, Yoan Moncada coming back. It's helpful because he's a switch hitter. Yasmani Grandal, switch hitter. But that's a guy that we kind of need in the lineup to break up, especially when we obviously crush lefties. We know we do. But when we're facing righty pitchers, we need a lefty power bat to do what he's done the last 2 games, where that's just send absolute moonshots into the Miller Light Landing, I believe it's called now. Should still be Goose Island, so that's okay. We can talk about that another time. So, all in all, I guess my summary: Joe Kelly. I guess I'll touch on Joe Kelly too before we get out of here. Joe Kelly, I think we're gonna love him. I love him in general. If you're a baseball fan, unless you're specifically an Astros or Yankees fan, I'm sure there's one other team out there, maybe the Padres. I think you love him. He is just an absolute warrior up there on the mound. He kind of has that Liam Hendricks, just kind of just badass, just strutting around up there, just mad at everything. But he's almost more, I don't know what it is, and I don't want to call it like greasy or anything like that, because I mean it with the utmost respect. I mean it as a compliment. But he's a tough guy. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. He's just got something. I think he's got that South Side, kind of that ready to work. And if anyone says anything, he's gonna bark back at you. He's gonna give you the sad lip. And I'm excited to play the Astros when he's pitching. I think the city of Chicago might have an earthquake with the cheers rattling around if he strikes out Altuve or I guess Cray's not there anymore, but Altuve. So that was cool to see him back. Yoan Moncada getting his feet under him, made some good plays at third, made some terrible plays at third as well, some errors. He's been swinging the bat okay, got hit a couple times. So all in all, not worried. 7 of our last 8 above 500. We got the Yankees. Well, we got one more against the Guardians day game. And then we got the dreaded Yankees coming to town. I'll be there Thursday. I was supposed to be there Friday, Sunday. My brother's graduating from college, so going out to see that. So I say Dylan Cease wins Thursday. Keuchel against Garrett Cole Friday. Garrett Cole is a Muppet, and he needs Spider Tack to be good. So as long as they're cracking down on Spider Tack this year, I think we put up 5 in the first 3 innings on him, get him pulled nice and early. he cries because the game started 1 minute late, didn't start on time, and we get to him early. And then it doesn't matter how many Keuchel gives up because we'll have like 12 runs, I think, by the 6th inning. And then what would it be? Then Kopech, Giolito? I believe that's correct. So Vince Velasquez, Giolito, I believe, is the correct order on that. No, Velasquez starting. Kopech, Giolito, official. That's what we're going with. He's going to shut him down. Honestly, we're gonna 4-game sweep these Yankees. I think the Yankees stink. I don't think. I think we're surging at the right time. It's going to be warm. It's going to be beautiful in Chicago. I think Jose Abreu is going to be pissed off that he was 0 for 10 in 2 games. If he doesn't hit 3 home runs on Wednesday, he's going to hit them throughout that 4-game series. And then by then we'll see you guys. Jason and I will both be back. We'll break down probably the Royals Monday night game and kind of preview the rest of that 5-game Royal series, which is craziness, but I believe it's because of makeup games. And then off to New York again they go. And yeah, so what is it? It's May 10th. I'm saying what? Sox are 15-14. I say we'll probably drop 1 to the Yankees. So by the next time you hear my voice, the Chicago White Sox will be the win tomorrow, 16, 17, 1 loss, 18, 19, 19, and 15. That's what they'll be. And then we'll just start the hunt for October. So with that, thank you everyone for tuning in to this edition of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Tony Cepeda. Thanks for tuning in. As always, leave any comments that you have on the White Sox, on me, on whatever you want. I'll be sure to get to as many as we can. And until next time, Southsiders, see ya.